Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Arena, and today we're going to be playing a little bit of Standard Brawl, and today we're going to be playing a commander we haven't played yet, and it's honestly probably going to be the last commander that we haven't played yet, because I feel like every other commander is either not good, or I'm not playing it because it's degenerate trash. So yeah, we're going to be playing King Caesar, Awoken Titan, aka Snapdax, the apex of the hunt, a dinosaur cat nightmare, double striking 3/5 with mutate in Mardu colors. And it says whenever you mutate, we're going with it. We're gonna deal with that. It deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls, and you gain 4 life. So it's kind of like a lightning helix, but slightly more powerful. But also much harder to cast. So what we're doing with this particular deck is almost a little bit of a Mardu control list. It's more of a mid-rangey deck, I would say, because we have a lot of control pieces. We have got a few like one-sided board wipes and plenty of removal spells in like Eat to Extinction and Elspeth Conquers Death. Even Mythos of Snapdax, which not managed to play just yet, so hopefully we get to do that today. Not entirely sure, but this thing is Tragic Arrogance, I believe is the name of that card from Origins, I want to say, Magic Origins. Each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among them, but if we pay Mardu colors, which we're always going to do, then we get to choose those permanents instead. So it's kind of like a reverse Casualties of War. Instead of destroying all but one of each kind of permanent, minus lands, we get to pick what they are. So I don't know if this is going to be any good. We'll see it in the gameplay, I suppose. But really, this deck is all about mutating King Caesar, Kaiser, depending on if you played Fallout New Vegas, it's Kaiser. Mutating Snapdax. And we're going to be mutating it onto a couple of interesting little things. We've got a mini Pridemate theme in the deck as well. We've got Ajani's Pridemates, we've got the Bloodthirsty Aerialists, the Ajanis, and the Heliods. So gaining life matters, so we're going to be leveraging that a little bit on the card, but also the dealing 4 damage is going to be really cool because we got again a few cool cards that we can mutate onto that are going to be pretty funny. Pestilent Spirit has Death Touch, for example, so if we mutate onto a Death Toucher, that 4 damage is all that is required to kill something. So King Caesar will be essentially a removal spell on a stick that then gets to become a death touching, double striking menace. So essentially nothing can block it without dying. Also got the Embodiment of Agonies to do the same kind of thing as well, and I think we've got some other stuff like Porcupine can go on to Death Touchers to deal X damage to any target where X is the number of times it's mutated. So if we can get this onto a Death Toucher, that means we basically can use this as a removal spell, dealing 1 damage and killing. But yeah, we got a lot of removal, Devils, Erebus's Interventions, all sorts, to be honest. And yeah, we're going to be trying to mid-range our opponent out of this game. And there's lots of mutate in here just to make sure that we can repeat the King Caesar trigger as well. So Cub Warden to make some life linkers, goes really well with the Pridemates. Dirgebat triggers King Caesar, dealing 4 damage and killing a creature or planeswalker. There's just honestly all sorts. Also, Seraph of the Scales also has a Death Touch trigger on it as well. We can give this Death Touch, so mutating onto that can do that, and if it dies it makes a spirit which we can then mutate onto. So there's a lot of resiliency, I would say, in this particular deck, but that's really all I'm going to go through with this list. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that little bell icon so you can get more notifications when I release more Brawl content, and without further ado, let's get to it. This video is brought to you by the generous support of our wonderful patrons and channel members that you see here. If you'd like to support the channel and get access to cool content like sneak peeks, bonus videos, polls on future content, or access to a personal deck critique from myself every month, then hit the join button down below, or check out the Patreon link in the description. With all that said, let's get into the gameplay. Alrighty then, we're in, and this hand looks pretty mediocre in all honesty. So I don't think we can keep it. I think we'll mull. Try for a better one. I don't even know what a better one looks like, because this is actually a recent build, so, you know, we're going to see how good this deck is, as I do. But yeah, nearly every single land in our hand is a tap land. I mean, we have to get planes with that, and I don't know if we want to. I guess we wouldn't mind so much. Just means we can't swift end. Just no, especially on the draw, this hand's garbage. But we might not actually get to play Magic today, depending on how quickly our opponent wants to actually do something. Maybe? Yeah, maybe? Hey, there we go. Free mull. No red mana. But got stuff to do. Again, it looks like garbage. But this time, it's what we're going with. Temple, find me a red source. Midnight Reaper. You know what, that's fine. I'll take a Midnight Reaper. Our opponent's playing Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord, a 4-mana 4-loyalty Planeswalker. As long as it's your turn, creatures and Planeswalkers you control have lifelink. Never seen this card before. Youthful Knight. Okay. So I'm just going to go with Timuret, Chosen of the Dead. Or Chosen from Death. Yeah, 2-mana, 2/1 first strike. Maybe we're playing like Black-White Knights. There's a Death Toucher. Alright. And no damage. It's pretty good. Alright. Midnight Reaper. Pumps the Timuret up a little bit. Allows me to block the Youthful Knight. This could be where we see them just go with Sorin, but nope. Knights it is. Are you sure? Are you sure? To be honest, I think I made that trade. I benefit from it. Okay. Elspeth conquers death. We're going to go with Scoured Barrens. Pass the turn. Probably going to have to Murderous Rider the Oathsworn Knight. Arcane Signet into Sorin, I guess. I'd really love an untapped land so we can play ACD on Sorin. Heartless Act. That feels like a protection from black is pretty good. Yeah, so we... come on. Stop the Heartless Act. Oathsworn Knight has to attack in. So we just block it and we've evaded a little bit of damage there. That's real good. Alright. Is that where we want to go? I think it might be. I think we will mutate onto the Midnight Reaper. Give it a little bit of a toughness boost. And, let me just check their graveyard. There's a Foulmire Knight in there. So we could kill the Youthful Knight, and the Oathsworn Knight has to attack into King Sizer. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, yeah. Just do that. Yeah, let's just make this Oathsworn Knight real bad. Don't play as Sorin. So what's going to happen is double strike damage is going to happen first, which turns it into a 3/2, and then it's going to deal damage back, which is not enough to kill King Caesar. There we go. Alright. Getting close to that Ruinous Ultimatum. Getting real close. Just need another red source. I think we'll go with... ECD currently has all options available to it. So I guess that's what we'll go with. Just get that going. Kill Sorin, because he's annoying. I was going to draw and gain one and lose one. And we won't attack. Oathsworn Knight's going to kill itself attacking through to us. Kaya's Wrath. Okay. Or Wrath, technically. Command zone, please, Sizer. We get an Eat to Extinction, which is really good at that Sorin. Chapter 2 is going to also slow down Sorin. So we're just going to go with a Seraph of the Scales here. And then we'll go Fabled Passage. Can't grab another mountain. We've already grabbed our mountain out of our deck. So I guess it's just a swamp. Grab a swamp. And pass the turn. Allows us to leave open Murderous Rider. If they want to spend all their time playing Sorin, that'd be fine by me. I think they're only going to get back... what, Oathsworn Knight, maybe? Yep. Gonna get back nothing, it seems. Alright, well, it was an interesting matchup for sure. A little bit mediocre plays from us, I would imagine, but yeah, we won, so moving on. Alrighty then, we're in, and we have an interesting hand. We're up against Alayla, Artful Provocateur, 4 mana, 2/3, Flying Death Touch, Lifelink, other creatures you control with Flying, +1/+0, and whenever you cast an artifact or enchantment spell, make a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with Flying. A pretty good commander, one that I do enjoy playing myself. Is this a good hand against said commander? It does have answers to Alayla immediately, which is kind of what you want. I think I will keep it for that reason. We're going to have to go with Evolving Wilds for Swamp, I think. But yeah, Alayla really needs to get down onto the field so that they can do all of this artifact and enchantment shenanigans. So if they can't do that, the deck doesn't do a great deal. So this could be an Esper Flyers list, it could be an Artifacts Matter list, and it could be an Enchantments Matter list. Several different possibilities here. I'm going to crack for a swamp, because I think I've got more plains in my deck, actually, and, well, that's everything I needed it to be. And we'll drop down the Shadow Spear, because I don't think I'll be using the Heartless Act anytime soon. In fact, we might be able to set up a situation where Pestilent Spirit comes down, and then we mutate Snapdax onto it. Death Touching, Menacing, Double Striking, 3/5 that deals damage and kills immediately. Seems good. Opponent is taking their entire turn to do nothing. Smothering Tithe, okay. This isn't a particularly good card, for the record. Alright. So they're just going to play Smothering Tithe so they can make some tokens. We got Banishing Light so they can spend all time next turn doing nothing as well. I think it's Pestilent Spirit here. Could see Aerialist as well, though, to be honest. I'll go with the Spirit. Menace makes it unblockable next turn. And I think they're just going, yeah, they're just going land Smothering Tithe, right? Nope, going Alayla. Alright, so the first of many times we're going to kill Alayla begins now. If I kill Alayla, they're going to Smothering Tithe. If I don't kill Alayla and do it on their turn, they could potentially have Counter Magic. And if they don't, they'll just play Smothering Tithe anyway. So I think I will just Heartless Act. Or should I Banishing Light, actually? Ooh, that's a tough one. Banishing Light is interruptible by another Banishing Light, and then they could go with, like, Witching Well, something like that. So I think I'll just straight up kill Alayla. Let's just make her expensive. Opponent's impatient, and that will be their downfall. So they'll play Smothering Tithe and do nothing. I draw Arcane Signet, so I will pay my mana, and I'll just play Arcane Signet and swing for 3 again. Here's Alayla doing nothing. So we got a land, so we will pay the mana so that Smothering Tithe does nothing. And I think we will Banishing Light a Layla. Back to the command zone with you. Alright, get him for 3. They play her again, we'll Snapdax, and we'll kill her again. Banishing Light the Banishing Light. That's pretty much what I expected would happen, but not going after the Pestilence Spirit. That is actually a surprise to me. That I did not expect. Alright, what do we draw? A land. So we can pay a 2, and we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get rid of the Banishing Light or the Smothering Tithe. 3. Or I could just play Heliod Aerialist and just let them have a treasure. Yeah, that's fine. So let's play Aerialist. Let's play Heliod. And tap land, say go. So I gave him 1 treasure. Probably just going to use it to cast a Layla here, right? 3, 6, 7, 8. Dream Trawler. Great. Awesome. Fantastic. And an All That Glitters onto it as well. So... yeah, no answers there except for to Snapdax and have the target be undone. Let's decline. So I want to have Aerialist be a flying Snapdax. Really do. So I guess I'll have to mutate onto it to make that a reality. We can make them discard a card by paying this if they want to. It's up to them. Just going to let it go, which allows me to put some counters on King Sizer. Make him a 5/7. So he swings for 10 lifelink. I think I'm fine with that. There's a good chance that he just dies anyway, so let's get in. They won't block because they just lose Dream Trawler, and that's definitely not a good idea for them. And I think I'll just take the rest of my turn just to give it lifelink. We're racing Dream Trawler at this point. Hump that Caesar! You're at 3, I'm at 41. My Caesar is large. He is a large boy. And needs answering very quickly, but they do get to draw 2 cards a turn, so... let's see if they can do it. Yep, immediately done it. Sure, command zone. Commanding Presence, so it's a 12-13. Or a 13-13 for a striker, sure. Dream Trawler is a great card. Not pushed at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if I pay the 2. I'm gonna ECD Prison Realm. Get 2 creatures back. Yeah, I'll pay. ECD. Just gonna go out to Prison Realm. Why doesn't Dream Trawler say that you can't give it hexproof if it's already tapped? I think that's a stupid idea. Unbelievably stupid idea. Alright, so we're going to get in for 6 trample. Take him to 11. And put the counters on Caesar. Since he's going to be a double striking trampler next turn. Yeah, Dream Trawler should absolutely not be able to continuously discard to gain hexproof. If it's tapped, that should be its vulnerability point. I don't understand why it is allowed to be hexproof at all times. And also simultaneously draw its own cards to discard to its own effect. Command Zone. At least we got rid of that. So what we want to find now is 1 white permanent, and for our opponent to leave our ECD alone. Thirst, okay. 1 white permanent makes Heliod a creature. I want to mutate onto it for the record. Okay. So we didn't find that. I'm going to play for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Decline this. This will make Snapdax come out. Which will bring Heliod out. Which will then equip Heliod. Ruinous Ultimatum looks amazing. So we're going to take that. Then we're going to hit our opponent for 6. I am insanely surprised that we're going to actually have a decent chance of winning here. I really am. This Ruinous Ultimatum, if it resolves, is going to win us the game. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2 to pay for the Smothering Tide. So they've got 2 mana here. They have to have like Negate or Disdainful Stroke. And if they play anything here, they're going to lose. If they don't play anything here, do they lose? They might actually have already lost. I will pay. Get back the Aerialist with a counter on it. Let's see. We're going to Shadow Spear, King Sizer. Gonna get in. Completely forgot Heliod was going to stop being a creature. But we got double strike, so the Death Touch on Alayla doesn't matter. Runs right through because of the trample on the Shadow Sphere. And then we take our opponent to a pretty nasty -1, but we could go further by putting those counters onto Sizer. We're not going to do that, though, on the off chance that this is like, I don't know, something. Alright, well, that was a weird one, but we won it, so I'm happy. Had that Ruinous Ultimatum we could have fired off, got Pestilent Spirit, killed their tokens, killed their Smothering Tithe. Turned out we didn't really need to do that, so pretty happy. Ooh, we're up against Hakdos, a deck I have recently played on the channel and have a lot of fun with. It's one of my personal faves. So what we want to do against Hakdos is essentially a little bit of luck is involved here. We want our opponent to hit either 2 or 3 with this. We've got two cards here and a 3, which we can protect with God's Willing. So for that reason, we're going to keep this hand. So our opponent's playing a 4-mana 6/1 Hakdos. Enters the battlefield. You choose from 2, 3, or 4 at random. And Hakdos has protection from everything but that number. We're actually... Am I going to go Sacred Foundry tapped, or do I want to get down the swamp for the turn 2 Timuret? I guess I might as well just go the Sacred Foundry. I don't think I'm going to be playing either of these until turn 3 anyway. Anyway, it attacks each combat if able, and yeah, as we mentioned, when it enters, it chooses either 2, 3, or 4, and it gets protection from everything but that number. So if it hits 3, we want to have Embodiment ready to block it. If it hits 2, then we've got Heartless Act to kill it, as well as Timuret to block it, because it's a 1 toughness creature, so it's very vulnerable. Opponent played Shepherd of the Flock, which is not a card I expected to see. Certainly not a variation of a deck I've played. I'm just going to go with Temple again. Cauldron Familiar. Guess it's okay. It's fine, but doesn't deal with Haktos. So the way I play this deck is I usually have it as a Boros control kind of list. So this is your finisher. Everything in your deck is to stop Haktos from being blocked and also stop you from dying. Opponent playing a Feather deck. Okay. Well, I think we are going to have to fire off a Heartless Act on Feather before that gets out of hand. I can't help but get the impression that Feather might actually be part of their strategy, so pretty happy to have gotten rid of that. Oh, by the way, we also have 4 for Snapdax as well, which has double strike, so Haktos is not going to be able to block that very well. So we do actually have the 2 3s and a 2 and a 4, so we've got a really good hand, to be honest. This is shaping up wonderfully. Okay, so what's the play here? We've got Timuret. Could slap a Sentinel's Eyes onto it. This is enchant creature, so when Gideon stops being a creature, this will drop off. So we can't make this a 5/5 for very long. I think I might just go Timuret. Timuret and give him a big booty. Alright, we even got a little bit of God's Willing protection there as well, in case our opponent maybe wants to swing through with that Shepherd of the Flock. That's kind of annoying, but it's something I'm just going to do anyway. Protection from White. It's annoying because... Shadow Spear, hang on. Losing my train of thought at this rate. No, I'd rather have a land. It's annoying because Sentinel's Eyes is going to drop off. Protection from White also affects you. But now they can't get in with a Shepherd of the Flock, and they also can't get in with a Fervent Champion. Because mine's just bigger than yours. Are you sure about making that horrific mistake, opponent? Incoming oops. Alright. Okay. I was expecting an oops emote, not an explode out of pure shame, but I'll take it. Sure, next game. Okay, we're in, and I do not like this hand one bit. It has absolutely no interaction with our opponent, and early game interaction is absolutely crucial against the Kinnan deck. Going to 6. This hand's otherwise not bad, but it just will not stand up against the Kinnan deck. And I'm not going down any further. Sure, whatever. Let's go down Necropanther. I think everything else is just fine. So our opponent is playing my personal grind deck. When I really can't be arsed playing Magic the Gathering, I go immediately to Kinnan Bonder Prodigy. Simic 2/2. Whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any permanent, any type that permanent produced. So Mana Rocks and Mana Dorks all produce additional mana. What did I put to the bottom? Why did I put a Johnny's Primate to the bottom? I meant to go Necropanther. That's really annoying. That is really annoying, because that would have been exactly my play, and I'd be equipping it with the Shadow Spear. Oops. Oh well. As I was saying, any Mana Dorks and Mana Rocks produce 1 additional mana, so it's really important to kill them. Things like Marrowleaf Pixie. But we don't have that. Well, we did draw the Bloodthirsty Aerialist, so, I mean, I lost a Pridemate, I gained a Pridemate. I'll take it. So they go Kinnan. This produces 2 mana. They can play another Mana Rock. Yep, so they got 3 mana for something like a Midnight Clock or a Chromatic Lantern. And then this produces 2 mana for a Caryatids, and you can see why killing that Mana Dork immediately was the correct play, but here we are. Yeah, now they get to activate Kinnan and just win. It's pretty much the situation that we're dealing with now. I'll suit up an aerialist and we'll hope to make it big enough for it to not matter. But yeah, I don't have high hopes for this game now. They got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they got enough to activate Kinnan. Bit that I've missed off that is this bit right here. Allows you to look at the top 5 cards of your library and put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield. And they've got an 8/8. And I have nothing. Alright, well, I guess we'll play Heliod. Yeah, that's all I can do. I would have taken a land drop over that. Any day of the week. I need land for Snapdax, to be honest. Here's Uro. Draws, put a lands into play. Goodbye, Uro. Gilded Goose, producing 2 mana. And Nissa. Does say non-land, so Nissa's only producing 2 mana lands. And Gargos, if I target their spells, my creature dies. Okay. Yeah. We've absolutely been ruffle-stomped. Let's see how they choose to attack. I'd just go in with a Hydroid Crisis myself, but opponent disagrees. I don't see why you should care about me attacking Nissa for 5, to be honest. But, I mean, they're in a win more scenario right now where nothing they really do actually matters. Because I can't win. So, mana as well. And look at the top 5 and put anything they want in. It's going to be a Thorn Mammoth. Yep, to kill my stuff. I'm just going to move on because there's 0% chance that we win this game. There is nothing I can draw. Let's just put that there. Yeah, there's nothing I can draw, so let's just move on. Next game. Alright, we're in, and we're up against another Alayla deck. This hand's fine, because it does have the answer to Alayla, and we've got nearly a Ajani's Pridemate as well. And a Savai Triome, which I don't think we've seen the entire time we've been playing this deck. So let's go for it. Alayla, for those who skipped the previous time, is an Esper commander, 2/3, Flying Death Touch, Lifelink. Are we going Temple or are we going Triome? I guess we'll go Temple, because if I draw another land, I might as well die. Yeah, take a Ajani. Goes well with the Pridemate. Yeah, other creatures get +1/+0 whenever you cast an artifact or enchantment spell. Let's go Pridemate. You get to make a 1/1 blue fairy creature token with flying. So it's really important that we have answers to Alayla the moment she comes down, so that our opponent can't go Alayla, untap, spew forth loads of fairies. So I'm really happy that we have the Banishing Light here. We do want to go with the Savai Triome. So the next turn we got Ajani Strength of the Pride, or the Banishing Light into Scoured Barrens. It's probably the Banishing Light. It's very rare that I see Alayla decks not just go immediately greed mode and play her down for maximum value the turn afterwards. But our opponent seems to disagree, and that is the correct play that they should be doing. They should make sure that Alayla gets at least 1 trigger before she dies, which would be the case. So we're going to go with Ajani. We're going to make another Pridemate. You run vetoes. Wow. Okay. And Prison Realm. Sure. So they're kind of throwing all of their value away that could be used on Alayla right now. Which is a little weird to me, but... yeah, let's just go with the Aerialist. And then next turn, if they do play the Alayla, we've got Snapdax to kill her. So they're going to shock in, and then they've got a 2-mana spell, which I'm really hoping is not Glass Casket. That would be awkward. Yeah, I think they're realizing that Alayla is dead and they need to get immediate value. It's a Dream Trawler, everyone's favorite. Alright. Well, I'm going to play Seraph then and give that Death Touch when you get in. It's my only real way of dealing with this situation. 2 Alayla decks in a row with a Dream Trawler. We know they don't have any protection. Or they didn't have any protection. Fascinating. Okay, so we're going to get in. We're going to give this Death Touch. Maybe they got an ECD. And they don't care. They're going to go D-Spark. Okay. I'm glad I blocked first. Sure. And now they gain nothing, but they did draw the card, so... Power to them. Temple. Show me something good. Heartless Act. That's not too bad. Alright, so we'll go with Gideon. I think we'll give lifelink to the Aerialist, and on their turn I'm gonna kill Dream Trawler on their upkeep. We've seen them have counter magic before, but I'm gonna have to test them. So they don't get that attack trigger. I want to pinch their card advantage a little bit. Eat to Extinction. Okay. Alright, I will end the turn. What am I even talking about? Yep. Am I having a stroke? Temple of Silence. There's a Layla. Here's a 3-mana spell that gives them a token, yeah. I don't know why I actually thought that I could kill Dream Trawler there. What a weird situation. Well, Banishing Light on Dream Trawler made them discard. Yep, gets rid of an Eidolon. Then we'll Heartless Act them on their turn. Make them get rid of that last card. Ooh, they like that card. Okay, well that's real good for me. Better than a Dream Trawler, you say? Yeah, that is better than a Dream Trawler. Certainly is. Ha. That's certainly better than Akira Best to See God. Okay. So pretty solid value there. Our opponent can spend their entire turn playing a Layla again and we'll kill it. Yeah, we'll go for the Snapdax Mutate. Mutate over. So kill that. Gain life, pump the King Sizer, and hit him for 8. Huh. So a really weird brain fart moment for myself. Gonna openly admit that something went horrifically wrong in my mind where I thought everything was going well. Ah, more tribunals, okay. command zone. But we do have 2 answers for Alayla, and she's getting real expensive, which makes their deck considerably worse. Alright, Temple. Don't want that. Makes humans. 2, 3. Leaves me with enough for a Murderous Rider. I take 3 just to find a new card. I can do that on their turn, though. The likelihood is I'm killing a Layla. Smothering Tithe. Alright. And then they pass. Yeah, I'm taking 3 here, which is fine. We'll even resolve and pay. And then we will pay again. Play Command Tower. Play Pestilence Spirit so that Snapdax is a death-touching, damage-dealing creature. Not that that makes too much of an impact in this particular scenario, but it's there as an option. Then we've got another take 3 to draw another card as well. That would give them a treasure token, but that's fine. Alright. Tough spot to be in, and they've had enough. Alright, I think they realise that they can never resolve an Alayla. And honestly, Alayla decks tend to be pretty bad once the Alayla is gone. It's pretty good once she's there, though. If you can get those flyers out, you can do a lot of damage. I do love Alayla decks quite a lot. It's the only reason why I'm featuring 2 in this particular matchup. In this particular video, should I say. But yeah, hate this card. And lucky top deck, so there is that. I think we'd have lost immediately if it wasn't for this card, so I'm glad I included it in the deck. So yeah, let's go for another game. Okay, we're in, and I like this hand because we got the D-Spark for the immediate Narset value, got the ECD for the later Narset value, Timoret's meh, but other than that, this is fine. So our opponent's playing Narset of the Ancient Way, a 4-mana, 4 loyalty Planeswalker. You get to tick up, add 2 life, gain a blue, red, or white mana, and you can only spend it to cast non-creature spells. We're going to go with this Temple of Silence, because we want to put all lands to the bottom. To be honest, Heartless Act doesn't seem like it's going to get me much value here, so we'll put that to the bottom as well. They're very much a non-creature focused deck. Draw a card and you may discard a card. When you discard the non-land card this way, Narset deals damage equal to that card's converted mana cost. This is going to be a long grind, chap. A long grind where likelihood is we'll play something, it dies. They'll play something, it might die. We'll play something, it dies. And the cycle continues. What are we doing here? I think we're just going to go Timoret and hold up and D-Spark. See if they go for the Narset immediately. God Eternal Kefnet. That seems worthy of an ECD if we can get the untapped land for it. Then again, is it worth just desparking that and ECDing Narset? It probably works out on curve a little bit better, to be honest, but they're setting up Narset plus counterspell, so it's going to be an awkward one. Yeah, I don't know if I can keep Kefnet around. Get out of here. Put it in the thirds, yeah. Why not? Kitty. And we'll play Seraph. Seraph replaces itself and gives a little bit more booty power to Timoret. Not liking where we're at, though. I don't think we're pressuring our opponent in a meaningful way. Teferi Bounce. Yep. Hold open, counterspell. We will go after Teferi, see if we can kill him. We already have the answer in our hand if it resolves. So be it. Alright. Well, we'll just replay the card they bounced then. which did set us back a fair bit. I'm going to Essence Scatter. Okay. Cauldron Familiar. Yeah, they've just got the long game on us, I think, is the real issue here. There's Kefnet. Got Embodiment of Agonies. I think we're just going to ECD Kefnet. They can do some shuffles again. They're not really getting to pick what they draw every third card, which is actually not too bad value-wise for us. So, do you want to play Narset while it doesn't cost you too much mana? Passes with Counterspell open. It's going to cost you a fair bit of tax to get it done properly. I want to leave open 3 mana, so I've really only got 2 mana to play with. I guess for that reason, I'll just Sentinel's Eyes up, kitty. Yeah. As targets go, that's kind of the most pathetic one. I don't really want to encourage our opponent attacking our best creature. Brazen Borrower. My end step. Sure. Want to leave the devil open. So Narset costs 6 for this turn. We're getting Seraph of the Scales back with a +1/+1 counter on it if they don't deal with the ECD. Feels like it's going well, but don't let all this good stuff deceive you. It can so easily be turned against us. 5 damage divided as you choose. They can't attack or block and can't be activated. Okay, that kind of means... Actually, Snapdax is not too bad. Now that I think about it. +1/+1 counter. So we can Snapdax on Cauldron Familiar, which already has the Sentinel's Eyes attached to it, which makes it a 4/6, so the Mythos of Vadrok can't kill it. It also is a little bit harder for Narset to kill it. It's going to have to get rid of something pretty decent. Actually, I think that's a pretty reasonable play, and we even get to attack as well. So, over. So we got the big toughness. 4 to Narset, gain 4. Attack our opponent for 8. I mean, maybe they wanted to encourage them mutate out, but we have a Bedevil, so the mutate was only going to be used on Narset anyway. Realmcloak Giant, okay. To the command zone. Land, and we get to equip onto one of the spirit tokens we've just made. Ruinous Ultimatum, eh? So we got a board wipe out of them. Mythos is pretty annoying. I wonder if Pestilent Spirit Embodiment is the play. I think it might be. It runs straight into another board wipe, but it does set up a potential lethal next turn, depending on how they do this. It's like I can equip to the embodiment and have that 5/+1/+1 counter. And I'm also threatening lethal as it is, so it demands an answer right now. Narset minus on just like the embodiment won't do it, because then we mutate off of a land drop if we get one, I suppose. Which they've got to assume that I can get. What's the odds of it? 44%. 44% chance that we can present lethal next turn. And it's likely to be a tap out. And again, if we get the Ruinous Ultimatum, assuming we can't win off of whatever's left on board, the Ruinous Ultimatum should clean up whatever they add to the board. It's a tough situation. They've got Teferis and Narsets in there. In essence, scatters. I don't think any of their graveyard matters. I think their restricted mana is really the issue here. So they have to pay 4 for the removal we know about, and then they've only got 2 mana, and we know we've seen the Essence Scatter, so they need like Disdainful Stroke or Tail's End for Snapdax. I think this is a Mythos. Certainly a Hover. Yeah, Mythos. Leaves them with 2 mana. We draw a tap land. No! Why? Why? So, oh, this is until your next turn. I didn't realize it was actually good. Huh. I thought it was just the turn you used it, but I guess that makes it a very, very interesting sorcery spell, doesn't it? They've bought themselves a turn in which I can hopefully put some things on board. I'll go for like Castle Lochthwain to draw here, I think. Yeah, actually, they weren't in as tough of a position as I thought they were. Apparently, it's that tough that they need to figure out whether or not they lose off of my 1 life gain trigger here. Come on. Come on, opponent. You just need to answer this embodiment and I can't win next turn. Well, sort of. There we go. They've run out of time. I get to play whatever I want now. We're going to go with Timuret. And so I could go Sentinel's Eyes on Timuret, which means that Snapdax on either of these creatures presents lethal. They go 4 tap out, and they've got 3 mana, potentially 4 to deal extra stuff with. I might actually go for the Lochthwain rather than go for lethal next turn. There's lots of situations where I don't win. So I'll just go for the win the turn after. Okay, opponent. I think they might have DC'd. No, they're here. They're here. So they were just roping me for the sake of it. Okay. So they've got removal. We know that. So I guess it's maybe like a Johnny. Let's get some counter magic out of them, perhaps. Johnny? Why have you suddenly slowed down? Just play. Play Magic the Gathering. 4 mana. Cannot do it. Alright, we swing. If they play Brazen Borrower, it dies. and we win. Bedevil, your Brazen Borrower. Okay. Just wanted full control just in case the game would screw me over and let them block. And that's Xaxes. Woo! Insert Ric Flair. Woo! Victory. That was an interesting game for sure. I didn't think we were winning that one, but they've just got so many slow cards in their deck. Definitely think that they're not particularly good against constant pressure, which apparently we were able to actually maintain. I'm surprised at that most of all, that we actually maintained constant pressure through a board wipe. We also had this Ruinous Ultimatum, so we had like the switch off anything that you add to the board kind of button. Heliod giving into lifelink to give us a little bit of extra time on the life gain, but I don't know if that particularly matters. But yeah, it's a pretty decent game coming from what I assumed was going to be a terrible one. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's matchups. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I wouldn't heavily recommend playing this deck. I don't think it's all that great, to be honest. I am honestly running out of good commanders that we haven't already played, so you might see a lot of re-repeats, episode 2s of, with updated commanders. That's just going to have to be how it is, though. I am genuinely struggling to find new commanders that are good. I think I've played them all at this point, so yeah, I don't know. If you have enjoyed though, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon as well so you get notifications when I release more Brawl content in the future, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.